Hi everyone. Before I begin, I want to thank Mr. Vinod Srinivasan, who has been the pillar of support for both of us. He has been instrumental in guiding both of us to start work on our own projects. So without him, this wouldn't have been possible. Me and Krishna were randomly talking about this idea about podcast episode, and Krishna has gladly accepted. And I want to thank him also for being the first person to come to my podcast. So to tell a few words about Krishna, he was working with us in the field of digital marketing. He is good in organizing things and events, and there will be a leadership quality in him. And along the way, he quit his job and became the solo creator. And he followed his passion and started his own journey in creative field. And he's having his Instagram page called With Krishna. So in this episode, we'll discuss his journey and the creative field and what are the things he went through to become the solo creator, and we will discuss few other things also. So firstly, to begin with, solo creation is not an easy thing. When you are having a decent job which gives you a monthly income, you change the decision to become the solo creator, and that is not the easy thing. We see constantly people do this, and the success rate is not that much. And what is the thing that you think unique to you that made your decision to start your journey in the creative field?
So actually, what happened was, since I was
Mm.
working in Monetising, I had this idea like I wanted to do something creative in the
Yeah.
field, either being it in the Instagram or YouTube. Then, when I was researching what type of content to do, I found a major lack of content where people go and ask people random questions in the street. Like this concept is called the man with the mic concept or box
Yeah.
pop for general
Mm.
audience. So I found out there's a lacking in that space. There
Mm.
wasn't much good quality content posted there, and
Mm.
also there weren't any. What do I say? If a person is ready to give you a video, but
Mm.
they weren't getting back anything from giving you a
Mm.
video. All
Mm.
the positives were going to the person who was doing the video.
Okay.
So that's when I decided, like, okay, we can incentivize this by somehow. Like nowadays, everyone wants incentives for something, right?
Yeah. If I'm doing
If
this,
you
I
do,
should get back something.
I should get back
Yeah.
something. That's the
Mm.
mindset everyone has. So what I thought was, rather than going and asking people simply, can you give me an interview? What I did was, I'll ask you a question. If you answer the question
Mm.
right, I'll give you 100 rupees. So
Yeah.
this incentivized the process. So
Mm.
this was new to maybe Tamil Instagram community when I started.
Mm.
So that gave me a huge boost in my content and my page.
Mm.
So this was not to be wrong, but this was actually done by foreign YouTubers already.
Mm.
But what I found was in Tamil community, this was very lacking. So I
Mm.
decided to get inside this space. Basically, the idea is I did a research where I wanted to do something. I found
Mm.
out I did a research behind like what's
Mm.
lacking in that field currently. So and
Mm.
I decided if I can fill that gap correctly, then
Okay.
I tried to fill the gap and it worked out pretty good for me.
Mm. So along your creative journey, you edited your own videos by yourself. So the question to you is, when we are put forward to learn a skill either in a school or college, we won't be doing
Hmm.
that. And when we are kids also, when a new thing is put forward, we won't do that immediately. In college
Hmm.
or maybe a few months back before your creative journey, if you are told to edit video, you wouldn't have done that.
No.
But somewhere along the line, you were able to see the far picture ahead and edit our own videos. So, what is that motivated you to edit, or maybe you will have joy in creating your own content and post that also? And what was the mindset change you observed in you along the creative journey so that to have the full control of yourself on whatever the contents you are doing? Until
Okay,
as
but
an editor myself, I want to start
uh-huh.
how I began also. It was not that I want to do editing and I started editing. It started in the lockdown. I was enrolled myself in the designing course along with 3D modeling. When the lockdown was implemented, I want to try new things. And along the way, image editing and video editing, I went in depth and started that time only. It was fun, and you know that you have some
mm.
random ideas in your mind, and that you will implement. And
And to
when you
execute that
firstly,
idea is
yeah,
very
and firstly, when
great
you see the
feeling.
output, you will be wow, and your idea is coming as a product. So there is some
Mm.
joy in editing, which I observed myself. So what is the thing which motivated you to create your own content and edit by yourself?
So the editing part is, I actually, like you said, I wanted to give out the editing to someone in the beginning.
So
Want
you
to
can
take
free
on the
yourself.
editing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can free myself and I can do just the video creating part and not the
Mm.
editing part. Because
Yeah.
the basic idea was, I didn't know editing. That's
Mm.
the basic
Yeah.
idea behind doing that. I didn't know even basic editing. I just knew like how to cut and how to
Mm.
move around the items.
Mm.
Since I worked in a YouTube channel, I just knew that basic things. But other than that, I didn't know much of editing for the videos,
Mm.
how to place an intro, how to place an outro, how to add music
Yeah.
in it, how loud the music should be, how loud the sound effects should be. I didn't know
Mm.
any of this. So what happened was I was trying to reach out to editors, but
Mm.
how do I say? I didn't get back proper commitments from editors as well. So I reached out to many editors. I was asking them,
Mm.
edit பண்ணி கொடுங்க.
Mm.
And
Mm.
what happened was, after a certain point of time, I decided like, okay, if I'm trusting on someone else to do my work, then my work
Mm.
will never be done.
Yeah. If in a job, you can tell them and get the works immediately.
Yes, yes.
When you are
Mm.
working remotely, that cannot be done easily.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. And one more thing is that I just wanted to learn everything. In future, if I'm hiring an editor, I'd like to know what the process is going behind it. So if I
mm.
understand what the work is going on, I can
Mm.
give him proper work. Without understanding how editing works, I can't hire an editor and tell him how to edit, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
that was the basic idea. I just wanted to learn editing, and editing felt so easy. Like I wouldn't say easy. It felt
Mm.
so natural for me. It was like
Yeah.
I was editing around my content. So I
Mm.
can do whatever creative process I had. I didn't have anyone overshadowing me, like telling me to do, you have to edit this way, you have to edit it that way.
Mm.
So I tried and tested out only.
So what was the before and after? Before you asked to have like editing will be difficult and this should be
Yes.
having a high configuration PC and all. But now you are
Mm-hmm.
doing with your laptop only, and your mindset would have changed that I am able to edit my own videos. So can you tell us the joy in editing your own content?
So what happened was before I started editing my videos, like you said, I had this thing like
Mm.
what I thought was editing is a very hard job.
Mm.
Who can do editing? How can
Yeah.
someone turn a raw footage video into a
Mm.
presentable one? Then once I did my first video and posted it, I didn't have any followers or something, but the video got many views and likes, and that's when I felt like okay, this video is working. I didn't
Mm.
feel like my first video is actually, to be honest,
Mm.
the video's content as well, my presentation was very bad. But the editing maybe in that video worked out really good. So I think that's the main part of my success as well.
Okay. So when you are working, you did on this creative work and posted on your Instagram. So when did you think that I'm good enough to do this on my own and start my creative journey without the help of a job and become a full-time creator? This should have been a struggle in your mind because you are quitting a decent income and starting a creative journey. And nowadays we see that in common because everyone wants to be a solo creator. No
Mm.
matter what, they have that thing that I can do this. What is that thing you observed in you? And when did you see that break even point that I am good in on myself and I can start my creative
Oh.
journey?
And I didn't think like I'm good in myself to start this creative journey, but
Something would have triggered
yeah,
you.
my mindset was actually I had this idea to be a creative person for a very long
Mm.
time. Even when I was from in my college times, I just wanted to do something in a creative field, but I didn't have much courage to start it. That's the
Mm.
main. And after a certain point of time, I decided if not now, when? That was the only mantra in my mind. So once I hit like 25, 26 age,
Mm.
that's when I decided like, okay, even if I don't do it now, then what's the purpose of living if you are not ready to
Yeah.
risk it? And one more thing was like, I have this risk mentality in me always. Like, what's the worst that could happen? That's what I
Mm.
think. in my mind always. I had a small saving that could last me for a year. When I was working, I saved up money, like how Anand Srinivasan sir or Vinod sir would say. I saved up some money. I think around 30% of my salary I used to take and keep it away for my savings. I wouldn't even touch it by for any chance. So I had this money, and I had this mentality where okay, even if I quit my job, even if I don't have any income from it, from content creation or something, I can last around a year in Chennai. So 1 year in
Yeah.
Chennai is possible for me with this savings. So when I came to Chennai, I had zero money in my bank account. Literally, I created a new bank account and I started saving money in that. So that savings helped me to stay in Chennai for 1 more year. So that's when I decided, okay, I have this saving. I can even go to a job when I want. So that's how I felt. That's when I decided, okay, I can try out content creation. If content creation doesn't work out, I can go back to a job or something.
Yeah.
So why stick to something that's only coming to us when you can try different things in life? Right? So
So you
that's
are
what I.
working and now into content creation as a full-time. When you are working, you also have the fellow employees. We can measure our work with them, set as a standard, and if we match and creative a competitive environment, our work will improve, and our circle will be the thing that will motivate, and the leader inspires us to do the thing. But in a
Hmm.
solo creation, you have to think and do it everything by yourself. We can see the other creators, but you can't really know what they are doing because we only see the output of the product and not the process what they are going through. And now you are into full-time creation. This thing, how did you develop that? I can do this, and the next thing to improve that, I have to do certain other things to go to the next level. So, what was the difference did you notice while working in the job and now into solo creation?
So actually, basically, like what you said only happened to me as well. When I was in a job, I can compare myself with my peers and I can understand how to do this or how to not do this and stuff. But when I started out content creation, I had this big struggle. Like I didn't know what to do or how to
Yeah.
do or how to start. Like how you said, I could only see the final picture, like the final edited out version of content. I couldn't see what all the works went behind it. So that's when I decided, okay, let me try out to understand how things work. So I just compared my editing work and other similar creators who are doing these works, and I reached out to many people. I think that's the main pivotal point in my content creation journey. I reached out to many people and I started asking them. Many people are ready to help. Most people are like scared to ask around people, like what they would think of us. What if they shut us down? People think all these stuff, but they don't even ask people help. Like so, whenever I started reaching out to people, everyone responded. Even creators with like 100K followers, for example, even Sir Supreme, who has like 1 million followers, he helped me out. He told me like, this is how you should do. This is how you should. We can catch up. Call my. Take my number. We can catch up. So and there's other guys like barely opinionated, and there's this another page like I forgot the name of the page. It's in Bangalore. They also ask the street interviews and stuff. Even those guys were like all the best, you can do this,
Yeah.
like you have to start doing this, you have to start doing this, then you can achieve this. So everyone was so very helpful and sweet in my creative journey. So I think that was the main pivotal point in learning. So like you said, we'll have to have peers in creative field as well. Even if the name is solo creator, we'll have to have at least 2 3 creative friends who help you out, who teach you out how to do stuff. So I think that's the difference between working and being as a creator.
So along the way, you have to find the similar minded people. Like in your own creation, you have to find other
Hmm.
people who are doing the similar content like you. So that will be
Yeah.
easy to correlate with them and
Yes.
help you with the work. So the next thing is how do you choose a content? Because the creative thing is like a bubble. It pressurizes our mind, and we think that this will be good. And the next moment when we see another thing, that idea changes, and we'll think that this will be good to proceed with the video, and the constant alteration will be happening in your mind before going to paper and then to the actual video which you are going to take. The creative journey will pressure your mind, and whatever content we see that will work or not in our mind, we will imagine that this will give the best result and all. So that creative thing is a hectic process, and that lot of decision making will be involved in that. So along the way, you would have figured out a way, but still you will be beginning.
No, I haven't figured out how to work that. See that, as you
Okay.
said, the creative process is a kind of a magical process. It sometimes it works out very well, sometimes it doesn't work out. I don't think nobody knows how well a video will work before the video releases. So it's like releasing a movie or something only. We will have a great idea. No, I'll be like, I think we think we will have a great idea, but at the end of the day, people decide if the idea is great or not. But we can package the idea in a way where people would accept it. Like, be it the editing, be it the pacing of the video, or be it the music we have added. We can package the idea however we want. But at the end of the day, people decide if this idea is great or not. But there are many creators out there who take like even a simple idea and they turn it into viral content. Maybe I'll have to learn from them the most. That is the peak of storytelling and mastering the art of content creation. I'm not there yet. That's how I feel. But when I decide to take a video, what I do is I decide some concepts. I decide like what would work or what wouldn't work. Then I go out in the field and I start taking videos. Like I start asking random people. Then it's all trial and error only for me. I ask to some people and some people might say yes, some people might say no, இதெல்லாம் பண்ண மாட்டேன் இது எப்படி நான் கேட்கறது stuff like that. That's when I decide, okay, so this doesn't work out. I'll just drop it on spot and I'll think of something and start doing that. So even my cameraman, that guy is my friend. My friend always, what he says is, he'll say, content ready. Then I'll be like, நமக்கு என்னடா கண்டென்ட் then what he says, நீ எப்படியும் அங்க வந்துதான் யோசிப்ப புதுசா ஏதோ ஒண்ணு பண்றேன்னு சுத்திட்டு இருப்ப. So that's how it goes for me. Either when I'm going to the shoot spot, when I'm going the bike, I'll think of some content and go and shoot. Or sometimes I'll prepare a content. When I think this content will work very well, I'll prepare it very much and I'll go. But if I have slightest of doubt, I'll hang it by a thread and I'll think, okay, the workout agudhu, workout alna, I'll think of something else. I have this confidence in myself, like on the spot I can do something and make a video out of it. That's what I do. But if the video works out or not is not in my hands. So that's what I want to do in this.
So the next thing is, when we were kids, we will be told to manage our time, and the teachers and parents should be constantly telling us that don't waste your time, don't waste your time and all. But they used to constantly tell us, and we wouldn't mind because with that mentality will be that thing, and they will be pressurizing us to study, to do this and all. There is a common thing that they will say about Bill Gates. If he sees a $100 bill, he wouldn't get out the pick because by the time he picks up, he would have lost $1,000 and all. We see elders telling this to us. We used to think that how can time give us that much money? We will not give that much importance to time. But now, as a solo content creator, you have to manage your time to the best of your possible way. So, out of your routine, how do you manage your content creation? What time you plan to do? Maybe the idea part, the working part, and the shooting part. And so, how do you manage your time?
So rather than managing time, I'll say you a great thing for you. Success. I learned this recently. Success lies where from the inception of an idea to execution. That's where success lies.
Okay.
How short time you take between an idea to execution of that idea, you'll be very successful. That's what I learned right now. People get random ideas every day, everywhere. Like even I get some new ideas every day. But before, what I used to do is like I'll get an idea and then I'll think, okay, I'll do this idea on a weekend or something. But now I have decided, like whenever I get an idea, I'll try to execute it right away. So that's what I've learned about managing time as well. For time, I just think like I have scheduled time for some things. Like I'll have to do this at a certain time. I'll have to do that at a certain time. But I'll try to complete it mostly by that time. So I'm pretty good at managing time. I don't think be much of a hassle for me.
So, what was the change you observed in yourself? When you are kids, we wouldn't give much importance to time. We'll do random
Mm-hmm.
things and don't do that much thing to ourselves. And rather than we do things said by others, that thing we think as important, and we'll do that. But now you have to manage and do the best of your ability. So, what was your view about time back as a kid and now? A lot of things would have changed in you. Can you tell
Mm-hmm.
us about that and all?
I honestly don't think there's much of a change for me from when I was a kid or now. I used to study in a hostel when I was a kid. So I used to stick to tight schedules when I was in hostel as well. Morning wake up routine or going to study hall or after that getting ready to school. After that going to school, we'll have like set periods of times. And after school also I had like 1 hour play time. So I was stuck behind a schedule when I was in my school. I think that really helped me out now as well. So
Okay.
I create myself a schedule like I'll have to shoot a video this time. I have to go to the gym this time. I'll have to go to office this time. I'll have to leave office this time. Even if it feels like I'm leaving early or something, I have other things scheduled or planned. Sometimes I might not have a scheduled plan. That time I take my liberty in time and I like while away time or I'll extend my time to some other stuff. But other than that, I try to stick to a schedule. Having a schedule is very helpful thing.
So, along your creative journey, what were the best moments which you interacted with the people and something would have stuck in your mind that you thought this wouldn't have worked better, but it would have given the best result for you? Either emotionally, you will be attached to that particular video. So, tell us that few moment or a particular video that would have released or not, you would have posted it, or maybe the output wouldn't have been good. You would have shared
Mm.
that video. So tell us any that particular moment.
So actually, there's this one video in my channel. That's the greatest performer in my channel. Actually, I
Okay.
love that video so much. What happened was I planned to do a shoot and we were going. When we are going for a shoot, there's this box of apples, right? You have seen, right? That was in my home. My friend started eating the fruits in it. I think it was apples or grapes. He started eating and he just had the empty box in his hand. So he was like telling me இந்த பாக்ஸ செய்யறதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க இந்த பாக்ஸ் எப்படி செய்வாங்க இது ஃப்ரீயா கொடுக்குறாங்களே இந்த பாக்ஸ் and stuff like that. Yeah, I was seeing that box and I just decided, okay, I had some change in my purse. My purse was very bulky at that time, like 10 rupees notes and 20 rupees notes, 50 rupees, those stuff were there. So that's when I decided, okay, wait a minute, and I got the box and I put some money inside the box and I told him like, can you guess how much money is in this box? So he was like, he randomly he said some numbers and that interaction was exciting for me. So that's when I decided, okay, why not do a content with this? So
So
then I
actually,
took that
quite a
box.
few videos in your
Yeah,
Instagram page.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I took the box and I went and asked random people like, guess how much money is in this box, and you can win the entire box. So that was my greatest performer video. And the video which worked out very well, that was shot around 7:30 or something, where the light went. There was no light in Besanagar beach. It was totally dark. And there was a group of friends who were sitting around and having fun. Then I was very hesitant to ask them like video panlama and stuff. But even then I went and asked them, Suma said, Suma ketu paapom. What's the worst that could happen? They would say, no, that's it, right? So then I went and asked to them, like, bro, have this box. You'll have to guess how much money is in the box. If you guess it right, you can win the box. Then I told my friend to start recording. And that's when it happened. He guessed, and one of his friend who was sitting outside, the other girl told, like, நான் வீடியோ எல்லாம் வரல. I don't want to guess. I don't want to play and stuff. Then once her friend started guessing wrongly and stuff, she came inside the video randomly and she was like, I'll also guess. So that was very magical and that video worked out very well. I didn't expect that video to go super good because the quality of content was bad, the audio was bad. The idea was just like conceptualized that day. I took the idea and I didn't think it would work, but the video got around 500k views and that's the only video got me around 6000 7000 followers. One single video got me that, and that's the best thing.
So that is a magical thing about the content creation, right? Because we think that this idea will not go that much further, and that
Mm.
video might give better result than other videos which we think that this thing will give the better thing. A random thing can turn to a blockbuster also. So
Mm-hmm.
every creator has to feel that moment to know what really happened in that particular thing.
Yes. So that's how this also
So,
happened.
so along your creative journey, I could observe a pattern like there is a thing called the turning Kruger effect. For audience, I will put that graph in the screen so you can visualize that thing. So to explain the graph to the viewers, the graph will start at zero and it will reach a peak, and over a certain point of time, the output will come down and it will reach a bottom, no? And the moment of realization will happen, and the slope of entitlement will happen to that particular person, and the growth will be steady. So I could observe this pattern in your videos because
Yes.
at starting point you are posting like daily also. You didn't break with posting your videos and all, and it was fun watching you. But somewhere along the line, something has changed you personally, and that you didn't post videos consistently, and maybe that would be change of mindset that I should try new things and post other content with your Instagram. And speaking about the curve, have you reached that bottom point? Have you begin to realize what is the next big thing I'm going to do with my content creation?
So, like you said, that's what happened to me as well. In the beginning, I did everything possible. Like I just wanted to
Mm,
post every day. I even thought of posting 2 videos daily, and I
mm,
started doing everything in my power to do it.
yeah.
And I really felt like I'm on the top of the world when I was
Mm,
doing it. So that's how it felt for me. And after a certain point of time, the burnout actually hit me. Like
mm.
I was very burnt out doing stuff. I was going on shooting every day. Like how there's this saying, right? Don't turn your hobby into your job.
You may not dislike that, but something that repetition
Yes,
will.
it wasn't like disliking the content creation or something, but
Mm,
going on shoots and editing, going on shoots and editing, going on
mm,
shoots and thinking of new ideas, thinking of, so all this put a pressure in my brain, put a
mm,
stress in myself. Like I couldn't think properly, or I couldn't post quality content. So that's when I
mm,
decided I need to take a break from this.
mm,
So rather than posting not worthy content, I'll
mm,
rather take a break than posting not worthy content. That's what I decided.
mm, mm,
So even then, my follow count started to drop. I didn't
mm.
mind much about it because I started
Okay.
with zero. I didn't have 25,000 followers in last year or something, right?
Mm,
I started with zero.
yeah.
I can come back to zero, and even then I can go
Mm,
again to 25,000. That's what the mindset I had. So
mm,
I didn't feel much of a downturn when the followers were dropping. Like how the curve shows, right? You're at your
mm,
lowest point.
mm,
When I was at my lowest point, I decided like, let me quit this content creation stuff. It doesn't work for me.
mm,
And after a certain point of time, many people reached out to me. Like even when I was
mm.
simply roaming out, a guy came and spoke to me like, "Bro, நீங்க தானே video பண்ணுவீங்க?
Uh,
I see
so
your
people are
videos."
able to spot you out of a
Yeah, yeah.
random person is able to see you
So
and recognize you. Mm,
that has never happened to me. Around only 20 to 25,000 people follow me. In a
mm,
city like Chennai, that's like a very
mm.
minimal amount.
Yeah.
But even then, a guy noticed me and he came and spoke to me. That
Mm,
gave me a spark. Like, okay, I'm also a creator. And
mm.
then he asked me like, "Yeah, bro, இப்பெல்லாம் video பண்றதே இல்ல."
Mm,
So that's when I felt like, okay, people are actually looking forward for my videos.
mm,
Okay, so let's start doing videos. Then now I'm at the from the below point. I'm just starting to
oh,
climb the curve now.
yeah, okay.
So only
Mm,
now I've decided like, okay, I can do whatever I want. This is my page.
mm,
There's no one to restrict me or something. I
mm,
can do whatever content I want. I can test out whatever content I want. I needn't have to post daily, but I'll have to
mm,
be consistent in posting at least 3 videos per week. I'll have to be
mm,
consistent. That is, now what I'm at the point where like I've decided like how to not burn out myself in doing content.
mm, mm,
So last week when I went for a shoot, I felt really happy shooting videos.
mm,
I just
mm,
shot like 6 to 7 videos last week, but I felt really happy and enthusiastic doing videos. But
mm.
before when I started out, I'll have this mindset where like the weekend shoot போனா 10 video எடுக்காம
Yeah.
வரக்கூடாது.
So
I'll
you'll
I'll
have that
I'll post.
targeting,
Yeah, yes.
and I should take this many
I'll
videos.
yes. I'll force myself to shoot 10 videos
Mm.
somehow. I'll even
Okay.
if the video quality is not good, I'll like பரவாயில்ல ஏதோ ஒன்று எடுக்கணும் ஏதோ ஒன்று எடுக்கணும்
Yeah.
அப்படின்னு I just started doing it. Now I feel like okay, if this works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Let me do proper content for myself. That's how
Yeah.
I said it.
So, creative journey changes you as a person. Before, when you go on a trip, we'll just enjoy the moment and come out. But now, when you are into content creation and you see everything as a content, you will have some inner thing that maybe I should do this as a content, maybe I should do that as a content,
Mm.
and that's it's you constantly. And we are telling about a trip also where you are not actually enjoying that particular moment in
Yes.
the trip, rather than you are forcing your friend to take the video, and the trip was not going for you emotionally, but you are enjoying the moment. So this thing changes as a person. We do content creation to get freedom what we are doing and have control over our life, and that content creation thing is a burden for at a certain point of time. And that thing constantly eats, because when you travel, come to routine, always that content creation thing we used to hit, a random post will appear, and you immediately get triggered that I should do this on a video. Along
Mm.
the way, you would have faced this mental pressure so many times. So how do you channel this? Were you able to filter out this content creation and your personal life? So tell us
No,
about this.
I'm still trying to filter those
Mm.
two things out.
Mm.
Back to back.
Mm.
See, like just like you said, everything you see will start to become like a content
Mm.
opportunity
Yeah.
for you. Like for example, even let's take a big YouTuber like Irfan. He
Mm.
does everything as a content right now. If he goes
Mm.
out to have dinner, it's a content. If he goes out to have lunch, it's a content. So that's how he plans his day as well. So that's when I decided like what type of content creator am I? So what
Mm.
kind of content can I post in my channel? So that's how I started to filter things out. So in the starting, I had this like I'll post this, I'll post that, I'll post this. Now
Mm.
I'm even now I have this like let's try doing this, but I'm not like forcing myself to do எல்லாத்தையுமே content
Mm.
பண்ணணும் எல்லாத்தையுமே
Yeah.
I'm not forcing myself to go into that mindset. So that's how even when I went to a trip with my friends, I went to
Mm.
Kodaikanal with my friends. A brand reached out to me when I stayed in a place in Kodaikanal.
Mm.
They wanted me to do a video for them. They
Mm.
told they'll give me a discount in the staying price.
Mm.
So they told me to do a
Mm.
video for their place. Then I gladly accepted it. Okay, let us try
Mm.
doing a video. When I started working there, I didn't feel like it was a trip for me anymore. I
Mm.
started feeling the pressure like I have to do this video, I have to shoot this, I have
Mm.
to think of the editing, I'll have to think this video will work out good. I had
Mm.
to pre-record some videos, I'll have to
Yeah.
shoot some videos after the trip. So it felt like
Mm.
much of a work for me. So if I had planned just the promotion video and I went there,
Mm.
it would have been normal for me. But since I planned it as a trip and went with my friends,
Mm.
and after that a work came to me, it felt very
Mm.
pressurized to me. Like rather than enjoying the trip, I started thinking about
Mm.
the work.
Okay. So the next thing is anybody can do content creation, but how to monetize and get revenue from what you're doing, that is the most challenging part for any content creator. When you are working, a steady income will come, and that will manage your expenses and will able to live with that salary. But when you become the content creator, it will be seasonal. You will not get a steady flow of income, and that struggle will be always there for to manage money and
Steady, steady
expenses
flow of
also.
income. No income, bro.
Ah, yeah, yeah. You have to manage everything by yourself, and that monetization part will be the most difficult thing for you and for other creators who are into creative journey. But you still continue to do this. That inner thing will be there that will motivate, and a random thing will have happened, and that will give you motivation. And I was able to see a few brands approaching you, and that income would not be enough for you to run your life, but still you continue to do this thing. So how do you manage your expenses and monetize your content?
Bro, let's come to monetization first. Like many of us think like once I start making videos, I'll earn money.
Yeah.
That isn't how it works. Even content creation is like working a regular job only. When you join a job, you'll join with a very minimum salary, right?
Mm.
So that's how content creation is as well. But here we won't get any salary. That's the main thing. There isn't a possibility to get a salary, or we can't give a surety that you'll get promotions every month or every week or every 2 months or something. I have been approached by few brands. I'll be honest, right? But I haven't got enough like money from the brands to support myself or something. The promotions I've got, like it's just been to enough to create content and give around
Mm.
money. Since my content revolves around giving away money, I can't take the money for myself as well.
Mm. Mm.
So that's the issue with my content. But starting content creators shouldn't have this mindset like content creation வந்துட்டாலே நிறைய பணம் சம்பாதிக்கலாம்.
Mm.
That
Mm.
mindset I don't think beginner content creators should have. Like I'm not being like wrong or something. You can earn money, but it's not
Mm.
like in the starting or in the beginning stage itself. It will take at least a year for you to understand what you're doing and how you're doing
Mm.
and how to present it. After that only you will start to, maybe for that money to make sense to you, it will take more than a year. At least it will take 2 years for you to earn some decent amount of money from consultation.
Mm.
So, and the
Okay.
main thing about earning money is like relevancy, in my opinion.
Mm.
How relevant you are is the main thing for brands or marketing agencies. If you're not
Mm.
relevant, people won't approach you. So that's what I learned right now. So I'll have to
Mm.
be relevant to the people in content creation rather than just being the 11th person out of 10. I just
Yeah.
will have to be someone who's relevant enough, who's unique enough. That's
Mm.
the main thing I think about earning money in content creation.
So we are having a random conversation about a startup which we did around 2018-19. That time we didn't speak much about that, and we had this idea about business and that time itself, and that is not to do anything with content creation. So can you tell us about the startup idea which you had in your mind?
So basically, the startup idea was we all would have seen like Zepto and
Mm.
Swiggy or Instamart and stuff grow
Mm.
rapidly right now, right?
Mm.
So that's the plan me and my friends had around, I think 2019 or 20, around there.
Okay.
We had this idea like to do instant deliveries. Deliveries took a
Mm.
lot of time. Even when we order from Amazon, we discovered that the products come from Delhi or
Mm.
Gurgaon or somewhere in North India.
Mm.
Then we found out that same products are available in our own town. In
Mm.
Salem itself, the same products are available for a much cheaper cost as well
Mm.
in offline markets. But
Okay.
those offline markets were not connected to people well. So
Mm.
that's where we decided to bridge a gap between that offline markets and our people. So we
Mm.
can deliver them the goods on the same day for a lesser
Mm.
price than Amazon
Yeah.
or Flipkart has. So
Mm.
that's what we figured out, and we tried to work things around, but it didn't work much because the e-commerce business is a very money-sucking business. Me and my partners had a limited amount of money that we could drain into the business. Not like
Mm.
the big giants out there, Swiggy or Zomato or Zepto or Amazon, who
Mm.
are now into the quick commerce or e-commerce business. They
Mm.
had a surplus of money, or they had multiple investments into them.
Mm.
We didn't have the luxury of getting investments from many people. There were conflicts between us, and that's where the idea didn't fly. I think that's the reason.
So,
Overall, our concept was delivering on same day, getting quick
mm.
commerce done. That was the idea.
So how long did this startup went? Were you able to proceed further, and how much
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it went?
We actually executed the idea.
Mm.
We built an app around it, and we started
Okay.
delivering also. Even
Mm.
people started ordering from our app, and
Mm.
even I was a delivery driver for my app.
Okay.
I used to
Mm.
pick up product from a shop, and I used to go and deliver it to people.
Mm.
Figuring out people's locations were very hard. Nowadays,
Mm.
it's like people give away the proper location. You can call and ask them. But when it was in 2019 or 20, most people weren't even ready to like pick up the phone. I think I don't know what was wrong. I've done many deliveries where people would not pick up my phone call at all. But now people have like changed it to like when you get a call from someone, it's showing like Zomato calling, Amazon, but that options weren't there available when I was doing it. And there have been instances where I know the address, but I couldn't deliver the product. I couldn't take the product and go home as well. Since it was a startup, what people might think is they haven't delivered the product, so it's a scam. So I didn't want people to think that. There was an instant where I went to deliver a product and I stayed around 1.5 hours in that location for the customer to pick up my call. And I went door to door asking around like, "Unga per iduva? நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணீங்களா உங்க பேர் இதுவா நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணீங்களா?" So I did that. That was a crazy thing. So we did all those. The app was actually working only. Since it was draining so much cash from us, we had to stop.
Okay, so can you tell us the name of the startup, that thing which you did?
The name was Salem Bazaar. Since we started around in Salem, and it's a bazaar like app, right? When you go to a bazaar, you can get everything, right? So that's what we planned. Salem Bazaar means when you come to our app, it's a one of a kind super app where like you can get everything, even like services. We have this urban company, right? So we jam packed everything into a single app.
Okay.
So the idea was like you can do anything and everything with a single app.
Yeah. So to summarize things, what is the advice which you give? You have been through many things. You have been into startup business. You have been into content creation. So what is the advice which you give to the beginner who wants to start a business or wants to create a content creation in the social media platform? So what was the mistake which you did, which others should not do, so that people will benefit from what they are doing?
So basically, the main only single advice I would give to them is start right now. That's it. See, people have so much of ideas with them. Many people are very creative. There are so many people. I'm not that creative, but there are people with so much of ideas bigger than me, and they have this so much creative mindset with them, but they aren't starting it. That's the main problem. The only advice I would give to them is start right now. Even if the video doesn't work out, even if it doesn't go as you planned, start it. Don't do it tomorrow. Do it today. That's the main thing. And the other thing is don't over expect. You can have ambitions or you can be very ambitious, highly ambitious, but don't over expect results from it. Like how தலைவர் would say, கடமை செய் பலனை எதிர்பார்க்காதே. So that's the main mantra I'll say to people. I used to think how stupid this mantra is. Now, how it'll be like, அது செய்யறேன் எனக்கு எப்படி நீங்க பலனை எதிர்பார்க்காம நான் எதுக்கு செய்யணும் இதை. That's how I thought about this mantra. But since I started doing along my journey, I decided like I'll have to do it because I love it. That's it. I shouldn't expect something in return. I shouldn't expect people to love it. I shouldn't expect brands to love it. I'm doing it because I love it. And I'm doing it right now. So that's the main thing I decided. So we'll have to start doing it. That's the thing. All the best to new creators if you are seeing this video. That's it. I don't think I have a much of an advice.
So this took long conversation. So to the viewers who are watching this, you would have some experience about content creation and how to manage your content also. And thanks to Krishna for gladly accepting my request to be the first person to come to my podcast. And I hope so many people come to my podcast so you can have their experiences also. So once again, I thank you for accepting my request.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for inviting me as well. Felt really great. Be your first guest in podcast.
Thanks a lot.